Do you find yourself wishing you had more time in the day or looking at your list and saying, oh my gosh, I only got to one thing today. Where did my day go? If so, stick around. I'm going to give you 7 tips to help you be more productive in your life right now. I am Brenda and I help people create their dream life by helping them grow and scale an online business. And if you're new here, I highly encourage you to subscribe because each and every week I'm going to be bringing you new topics that are going to help you create your freedom. And so today in this video, I really want to talk about productivity. It's a big thing. I actually wrote an entire book on being able to get things done and being more efficient with your time. The one thing I used to hear all the time way back in the day was, wow, I don't know how you do it. I had 3 girls under the age of 4, and I was at that time starting a business and coaching people, and I had a lot of responsibilities, and that was the thing I heard all the time. Wow, how do you get it done? I don't know how you do it all. And the reality was, I had created systems in my life and found a lot of free time that you really wouldn't consider free, but time that you could actually be very productive in it. And so back in the day, which is about 10 years ago, honestly, I really found out how to maximize time. And that's not specifically what this video is about. What I want to share in this video are actual things that you could do right now that are a little bit simpler that you want to start implementing into your day. And when you start implementing these things, it'll be a lot easier for you to find these little time gaps, is what I call them, to be able to be more productive in your day. And if you're more productive in your day, you're going to feel better. It's going to be easier to get things done. You're going to be more fun, feel more happy, and it really does come down to how you are managing your time. And in reality, you can't manage time. All you can do is manage yourself in time. So with that, I have a little list here of these 7 things. I want to make sure that I don't get off track here and go talk on some tangent, all right? So the first one to help you be more productive is, this is a sneaky one. Some of these things are a little bit underlining, and that's why they're not being more efficient. It's how to be more productive. The first one is clearing your anxiety. This is a big one because anxiety can be sneaky. It's just kind of like this underlining itch that you just can't really scratch. And here's why it's important for productivity. If you're feeling anxious about your day, if you're waking up and you've got these things that are hindering, well, I got to get this done today and this has to happen, and man, I'm still kind of annoyed at him, and these things are running through your mind, that's just mental energy that's going out wasted, truthfully, that could be put to better use. And so if you wake up in the morning and you feel any type of anxiety, or maybe towards the end of the day, and you start to feel this anxiousness come in you, pay attention to what that is. Figure out where the stress is coming from, and then do those things that help you relieve stress. What is that? Is it going for a walk? Is it taking a bath? Is it relaxing to some music? Whatever it is, be aware that it's happening to you. Do the things that will actually calm you down. And once you relieve some of that anxiety, because most of the time it's just coming in our head, once you relieve some of that, it makes it so much easier to go out full center with your mental energy not split focused. When you do that, you will find that the activities that you're actually doing they'll flow a lot easier, and they'll come across a lot faster for you. They'll feel easier because that anxiety is just not underlining it, okay? Wherever there's struggle, wherever there's resistance, that's going to cause whatever you're trying to get done just to take a little bit longer. So that's the first one. Recognize any anxiety, where it's coming from, and release it. Take the time to actually release it, okay? Number 2 goes along with this because it also is like, well, I already have a really busy day. When can I start this? Number 2 tip is have a morning routine. And have a morning routine that belongs to you. Most people have morning routines. I was one of the people that just really pushed back on this morning routine. Why? Because I had 3 little girls that, they were in my face before I was even ready to get up. So it wasn't like I really had time to do a bunch of stuff before dealing with them. And I needed my sleep, and I worked late at night because I had responsibilities and I was tired. So I've got all of the excuses because I was there. But I'm going to tell you, when I finally just succeeded and was like, you know what? I got to do this morning routine. I've heard so many people talk about it. There's been books on it that I've read. Have a morning routine, and it doesn't need to be extravagant. It doesn't need to be an hour long. It needs to be something that works for you. But that the first thing that you do is take that mental time for you. If you like to get a cup of coffee and sit down and, scroll on Facebook or do whatever, or it's not the best thing to do, but maybe read a book, listen to an audiobook, something that's a little bit more not in your face. Take that time for yourself, but also not just to take that time for yourself, but it's really helpful to, number one, release that anxiety. If you take a little bit of time for yourself so that you have it, so that you're prepared for the day, you're mentally being appreciative and grateful. If you can add that into your morning routine, I'm just going to help you. It'll help you be more productive. Whole new training on its own about that. But taking 5 minutes, 10 minutes just to find some calmness, take that time for yourself, recognize where you have anxiety, say, okay, I'm going to be grateful, I'm going to be appreciative right now. This is what's going to go well today. These are my intentions for the day. Then you start your day in a completely different mindset than the alarm goes off, you jump into gear, you grab your breakfast, you jump into the car, you get to work, you're dealing with traffic, and then all of a sudden you're go. If you can start your day off with your own set, you'll feel a lot more in control. And what that does is the same thing. It helps you be more productive as you go through your day. A lot of this has to do with mental energy, and that's why these things will actually help you be more productive. You're gonna feel more in flow. You're gonna feel more in control of your life just by adding in a little morning routine. And if you want more on that, there's a great book that's literally called The Miracle Morning. Great book, I highly recommend that. Okay, so that's the second one. Let's go in here. So number 3, have some clear work blocks. Now, I deal a lot with entrepreneurs or people that are having full-time jobs or full-time responsibilities that are trying to also build a business, right? And so what it really comes down to, a lot of the times people know what they need to do. You may know the steps that you need to do. You're just having a hard time finding out where to fit them in your day. I highly recommend work blocks, okay? If your schedule is all over the place and like 3 days a week, they're like this, and 4 days a week, it's like this, and different things like that, find the commonalities. The easiest thing is to not maybe schedule your day, but schedule out the work blocks and say, okay, I have 1 hour at this time, and I have 2 hours here, and to figure out where your work blocks are. Because if you can figure out where the actual work blocks are, the next step to that, to being more effective and more efficient in your time, is considering, what am I doing in these work blocks? But the first thing is figuring out where your work blocks are. Because here's why. If you only have 30 minutes to work and it's just going straight into the next thing, there's some transitions time. There's some onboarding to get your mind mentally flowing, especially if you're going to be going into entrepreneurism, and let's say you're doing, you're going to be putting out some content or writing an email to your list or whatever it is that you might be doing, or just brainstorming some topics. That takes a completely different mental energy than creating a spreadsheet, right? That they're very different sides of your brain. And so if you were just dealing with a crisis on the phone with one of your coworkers, or you're dealing with a crying kid, and then you sit instantly down and say, okay, I've got 20 minutes and I'm going to be creative right now because I got to get this out, it's just not going to be that effective. So if you have these work blocks, say, okay, well, I know I have a work block here, or you know what, I'm going to create a 30-minute work block in the morning because that's where I'll have my creativity. Maybe it can come right after my work routine, my morning routine, and then I can go into that. Those are things that are going to help you be more productive. Where are your work blocks? And giving yourself enough time in these work blocks for a little bit of a transition to come in, to get into flow, and then to move on to the next one. Because when you're in flow, things are going a lot faster. It's a lot easier to create when you feel in flow. And so whatever you can do to provide that environment, you should do it. And one of those things is creating a work block. So it's not all of a sudden, oh, you know what, I do have some time right now. Yeah, I think I might go get that done. Absolutely not. You want to kind of know when that is going to happen. So when that time comes, you're ready to go. And if you have free time while you're sitting at a red light or doing some type of, pickup line, you could be pre-planning some of that stuff in your head because you know it's coming up. That will definitely help you be productive. Okay. All right, number 5, what was that? That was number 3. All right, so, okay, number 4, this one will help with that. When you go to sleep at night, this helped me so much in the beginning when I was just so chaotic with I had just barely any time. What are the 3 things that really need to get done tomorrow? just the 3 absolute musts that you really would go to bed sleeping at night saying, I got that done. What are those 3 things? Have that written out, just even on a little postcard or on your notepad or on your phone before you go to sleep. So that way, as your next day comes, they're in the forefront of your mind. You're not taking any extra time to say, what do I need to do today? Because that's not effective. That's not efficient, okay? So have that ready to go so that when your work block comes, you know what you're doing. When you've had your appreciation time and you've had your quiet time, you're ready to get into the day. And maybe you're at the end of the day, you're like, you know what? At least I got 2 out of those 3 things done. That's okay. Number 3 doesn't really need to be happening right now. I just wanted to get ahead. I'll get that done tomorrow. You feel a lot more in control of your day. Instead of reacting to everything that's happened, you're being proactive and designing your day. And that happens when you write at least 3 things down that you want to have done tomorrow. Maybe it's just have a talk one-on-one with your kid. Maybe it's just being able to actually cook dinner instead of getting fast food. Like, these are not just entrepreneurial. They're definitely all around your life, okay? Another thing you can do is batch your day. So I talked about those work blocks, right? Well, if you have batches of things that are the same type of activity, you want to do those all at the same time. If I'm doing videos right here, I'll do a video block, or I'll do multiple videos in a row because this is where my focus is. And it's a lot easier to just get that done and focused because of the fact it's already set and ready to go, okay? So consider that if you do have a business and it's time for you to write an email, like actually create something and send an email out to your list, maybe that's the same type of thing where you're actually going to write a Facebook post because you're being creative in your writing, versus if you're responding to emails or responding to Facebook messages and dealing with maybe customer service issues or problems. Those are different types of activities. Block them together. It will actually go faster. You won't need all that onboarding and offboarding time to go between each task. Okay, so that's another little hack right there. The next one, number 6, to help you be more productive, find somebody to help you. And that doesn't mean you have to hire help. It means that you can think outside the box and say, what are the things that I just don't like doing? Maybe I'm not that great at them. I struggle. They take me too long. Those are things that other people probably like to do, and find them. These would be the things you would outsource, but maybe you don't have money for outsourcing. Find someone who has maybe something that you could do a win-win. All right. We've done this many, many times in the past where it's like, you know what? We need some people to actually help do different things, maybe edit videos or write blog posts or do customer service or answer phone calls, different things like that. Well, instead of paying people for that, we can barter stuff and say, hey, I'll help you with your business on this, this, and this. And if you do this for me, right? Absolutely. Same kind of thing as like all the services now that deliver, the people that will deliver your food or deliver your groceries. Well, if you don't have really a lot of time to go do that grocery shopping, but now there's services that will actually do that, that's kind of a win-win. You're allowing someone else to, have a job where they get to work their own hours, and yet they'll be able, they're happy they have that, and it helps you because now you don't have to take that time to get in traffic and go to the store, and all of a sudden your groceries come to you, okay? So just be thinking of different scenarios of who could help me. Maybe you have a kid or a teenager. I've definitely had mine help me with my actual books. They needed money. I could show them how to do it, and it would be a lot cheaper, and it's a write-off for your business, right? So always be thinking outside the box. Who can help you get things done? You'll be more productive than just always having to do it yourself. And that brings us to number 7. And in reality, I think this one is probably the most important one. I didn't believe it for many years, but it is. Schedule time for you. And I alluded to this in the first one because it's that important. But even if it's not your morning routine, at least sometimes schedule time for you. And it's not just the quiet, calming time. It's something that you like to do for just you. Whether it's, go get a massage or just have maybe even just some guilty TV time for yourself where you can just really unwind, decompress. And if you got a lot of responsibilities and you can't squeeze this in, reevaluate where you could fit this in. Because if you do this and you take care of yourself and you take that time for yourself, you can be so much more productive because you're just, it's your recharge time. And that's a whole other training on itself. But those are 7 great tips specifically for you to help you be more productive in your life. And at least just implement one of them. So let's go back. Clear your anxiety, pick out a morning routine, make sure you've got some clear work blocks in your day, batch out your day, so that you're not multitasking all the way throughout. Find someone that might be able to help you to create a win-win scenario to get things done, and schedule some you time for yourself, okay? So which one can you implement right now? Which one maybe you know this, but you got away from it? Go take some action on these. You'll feel better. You'll be more productive in your day. You'll get a lot more done because it'll happen faster when you implement these things. And if you like these tips, I highly encourage you, if you are not a member of our Creative Freedom Facebook group, to join. It's completely free. We give out good strategies and values, and we talk all about creating your freedom and what that looks like to you. So there's a link below that will take you over to the Facebook group, so request to join that, and we will definitely look forward to seeing you inside our group. Again, I'm Brenda Gagne. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.